Well, hello guys. So I've finished off um, the first one, the roleplay server setting. I have learned a few new things, by the way. So right now, what I've done is I've loaded up the island, being everybody knows the island pretty well. I've added in a few different animal mods. Let's see if ACM will recognize them yet. Okay. Ah, creatures. So here's some weird ones. I don't know what they are. I don't particularly want to ruin my fun of discovering them in the wild, so I didn't want to kill them, or I didn't want to tame them up at the moment. Anyways, what I've been doing is creating this here wall to separate the admin central spot. On this section of the entrance, you've got just decorative little turtle. You've got the TC admin box. Okay, now I've done a lot of work on this box, okay? So let's go to the reward menu. Mr. Nice Guy is me. I have no arcs because I haven't been online in this particular single player long enough to get my credits up. Because you'll get that passively over time. The main way somebody is going to gain additional arcs, this particular currency, is by going through the admin created dungeons. Anyway, I've got the starter pack. It's a one-time purchase. It gives you all these different hairstyles, and everything. It gives you a lot of different stuff. Just trying to make it so everybody can do what they need to do. You know, beginning stuff. They've got primitive skizzers, some bolas, and just some primitive stuff as well as 10 arcs. And that is my one-time purchase of said item. So once you purchase it, you would go into your inventories. I was doing some testing of some other things. I'm just sitting here eating those up. I'd be able to put in my weapons into wherever I want my weapons. I'd be able to cut my hair. And I'd be able to learn these emotes if you don't happen to have them. But, oops, a lot more than I wanted to do. There you go. So this is what you'd be left with afterwards. You could then open it up again, go back to the reward menu. Now I've already purchased this, so I cannot just keep getting my free bars like that. Kind of helps prevent people from trying to scam it by getting more than they should, more of this free money, as well as it makes the admin's life tons easier. Tell people to show up, get their starter pack from the little admin menu here. They'll be able to get this for free. They get their free in-game currency so that you don't have to wait and arrive at a specified place at a specified time. You just get it. Alright, so you can go through here. This is the farmer items. 10 of every seed. 2 of the more useful types ones, like the Y seed, the X seed, and the Z seed. You know, somebody at Wildcard told one of their friends XYZ. You know what that means? Examine your zipper. Because we got the plant X seed, plant Y seed. Then they came out with plant Z in aberration. It's too convenient. We got a little bit of refertilizer, as well as some fertilizer itself, and some other tools that might help you farm better. Now this particular pack costs 1, and you could buy it over and over if you want. Yeah, not particularly a good use of time. Now there's the farmer dinos, which gives you a queen bee, dung beetle, dodos, and stuff like that. On down a list. And this one actually costs 2 this time. It has the farmer aberrant version, which costs 3. A little bit more expensive for the aberrant variations, as you're not going to find the aberrant anything out in the wild. Unless it's a part of some sorts of admin event type of deal. And then we've got the gatherers. So we've got the gatherer. This is just the cheaper version for 4 of those points. It gives you metal tools. It also gives you 1 animal. Okay. Gives you 1 animal that'll help you harvest whatever it is you need. So it's actually a pretty good value. Excuse me, sorry. So you're going to be able to go and get your metal far easier than you had in the past. Because you're going to start off with metal pick right off the bat. You're going to start off with an Anki. Now this one here it doesn't include the saddles and stuff. It's just the animals. So you could purchase this one twice. Maybe get a breeding set of Ankis or something just to help you get started. Not particularly levels that are going to be life-changing. They've got the aberration ones. I think this one's a by far better value. It does give you the roll rat, which if you consume this right now, you keep those 3 just as their items. You drop out the roll rat and a saddle on them, and you book it wherever you want to go. And then you've also got the cool designed animals. And here's where you'd purchase their saddles. Estimated the pack cost to be about 2, subject to change, of course. Gives you a saddle for all of your animals, and even a helmet for your Bigfoot. You've got a primitive weapons here, just a sample of different weapons, swords, melee stuff, and crossbows, and primitive. 1 super spy glass, because why not? It's the good stuff. And then I figured you can go and get your own arrows quite easily. I'm not too familiar with this power crossbow. It's probably part of steampunk mod. Here's a sample of firearms. It is not a one-time purchase. However, it is it's the full cost of 10. So you get you some bullets for a variety of weapons here. Just kind of helps you get started. Let's say you show up and you want to instead tame your own things instead of buying the sets. You wanted to, go out in the wild and find something much better. Maybe like a level 120 something. It'll give you a few things to help you do that. Not very many of the super ammo. Medium amounts are pretty good, and then starts going down, You get the most of the base taming stuff. You got a bola that'll help you keep some animals still, as well as a nice arbalist. These weapons here, I've increased their damage to be a 110. And at this point is when I found out how to do blueprints of things. You'll see that later on. Got some aberration resources so you can repair whatever it might be that you need to repair. I will add to this particular pack if I find other things that need to be in there. Scorched Earth one, because we're playing on the island, and the island doesn't have sand or salt or whatever. I'm getting over something. I have no clue what it is. Anyway, so here just kind of gives you a spattering of a variety of resources. More common or more rare, you can get them, of course. Crystal, you know where to get crystal. You know where to find the rhinos. but this just kind of helps with some of the more rare type resources. There's your some exotic blueprints. I do have it rather expensive because it is the blueprint itself, which you can then make, go through the upgrade station and make and remake and remake and remake and stuff until you have the best, most powerfulest chainsaw ever. And I figured this way you could make multiples of them. Like climbing picks, you're going to want a pretty good climbing pick. There's the desert cloth, the hazard suits, some dragon plate to kind of help get your hands on some things a little bit earlier, and this charge lantern. I haven't experimented with that one. But yeah, all these are blueprints, so you're going to be able to make them, remake them, and make them again with a remake on the side. And if you made an oops like that, oops is weird. You'll be able to purchase a Mind Wipe Tonic, some pliers to help fix some things, a reset scroll in case that's what you oopsed on, like you picked a wrong job, 5 new arc bars, so it's going to take 5 to get this, but then it's going to give the 5 back since you made the oops. You may need to repurchase something like this, which is why I put in 5 arc bars to go back. So it's not just a free way to get some money. Got some soap in case you oopsed on a nice roll rat saddle or something. You want to redo the dye, make it back to basic. Or if you were in the swamps, whatever. That's your oops package. Now the power gains. Have that one costing 8 of the coins because of all the things you get. You get some medical brews, energy brews, and blood packs to help heal you up and get you where you're going. Cactus broth as well. That's some pretty good stuff right there. Then you've got some golden Hesperornis eggs and some broth of enlightenment to help either you gain a whole lot of experience with eating both of these, or you can give the golden egg to an animal of yours and help it gain some experience too. And then you got some exotic mounts, which is also a very expensive one. I think it's a little cheap actually, because it gives you the higher the max tamed things. But yeah, that one might go up in price, maybe to 30 of these credits. So that's what I've learned on that. You've got the alien jukebox. I showed this on when I was doing the other server. I showed this one. Now, well, if you noticed, right when I was standing on the speaker, I got hurt. Alright. And this other side here, this is where you'd go and select a job. So you can be a brawler, melee damage, a tank support kind of guy, range damage, crowd control, mixed damage, and healing support. So those are the 6 classes you can choose. And you work with those until you get way up in levels. I have selected Hunter. You can see in the bottom right, you accepted the Hunter job. Over here, this one is where you go to when you are taking your next step in life. So I could be a Druid Mastery, so I'm a Hunter, Druid Mastery, or I can go to Necromancer with a Hunter. They'll help with one aspect or another aspect of my specific hunting abilities and make me more powerful. I built the walls out of the runes walls so that they won't take any damage at all from anything. I have put up some notices. This is Admin Central. Trespassers will be shot. Survivors will be shot again. So if I'm back, well, let's say I'm the admin guy over here. If I'm back there working and I see some dude pop his head over there, I'm quite liable just to whip out my weapon of choice. It's just going to be a super powerful shotgun or rifle or something and pop you in the head and be like, go away. This is a no spying zone. If you do spy, spy from a distance. This way you can't really see everything that goes on. Alright. Let's get some additional stairs put up. This way people can leave too. Now on this side of the wall is where I'm going to develop whatever kind of cave dungeon system I want. In most of my time of playing Ark, everybody likes going to Herbie Island because it's an easy spot, it's safe, and it's got metal resources for you. So you can quickly gear up and then go to wherever you really wanted to live. Sometimes people do come to the Stone Island, Stonehenge or whatever, for the stone. But stone's pretty common through the whole map, so they can get lost and go somewhere else. This is a large open area. Let me see. Creatures, flyers, a lightning dragon, tamed, spawn. From that point over there, there's quite a bit of area for you to go and get your stone if that's what you want. Then all this area back here is area that is deemed for admin and control. Land-wise, it's much larger than Herbivore Island, but it doesn't take away the rare metal resources or most of the good tames people would go for, like Ankies and Stegosauruses and Trikes and stuff. It also gives enough area for any person who's over here building a little dungeon for people to come through. Like right here. I could make it so that you have to go through here and then you start the dungeon right around here. You go this way. I'd make you take a left turn here. And then you go right. You go up and over or something. You can do whatever you want. You got lots of land to do it. You've even got some land. If I can get there. On Sunday, when I went and did the little archery and had a whole bunch of fun, I got a whole bunch of allergies, and that's what I've been fighting through this week, I'd say. Where's it at? Oh, right there it is. You've even got yourself a little pond to do whatever it is you might want to do. You may want to make it so that people have to go underwater, swim, and make it to the other side. Staying underwater, not really sure where they're going. You can do a tube-like thing. Because these rune walls and such from the Labyrinth mod, they cannot take any damage. They've also got a lot of different things to provide every server developer person. Let's see here, where's it at? Right there. Gives you grenade traps, so it'll spawn some grenades nearby and it'll explode and maybe kill you. Floor spikes. This is just the foundation and the walls and stuff. They've got magma, which is where I got the entrance to my last place that I was at. They've got acid version. Stairs. There's a compy spawn where it spawned some random compies nearby. A bush that'll cover it up or something. with the crocodiles, king crocodile spawn. Regular stuff, of course. Just some vines to help really decorate and sell your dungeon. You know, it's amazing. Hanging moss, hanging fern, hanging plants. This here is a moss trap floor where if you step on it, you'll hear it breaking, and so the player would have to instantly react to get off that particular plate. But most of them, at the very beginning anyway, may not be all that quick in knowing about this and knowing what to do. They might actually fall through the floor, which is cool. This is the same version, but not mossy version. So yeah, this is you can do a lot of fun stuff. There was a time on Mad Dash where I would go and just make a haunted maze. And I'll do what I can to spawn in some animals. Spawn in some animals if I feel like somebody's been a little cheaty, like not going into Gamma 2 or Gamma 1 or whatever it might have been, making it so it's really dark and sets the mood well. Shot off a flare. If you're in Gamma 1, it's not all that bright. But if you're in regular, it's bright. Then you just got some runic stuff to help you sell an amazing thing. These things provide some sound. And then you got some small arrow traps, another jukebox. These can get rather annoying as well if you live around them for a long period of time, because it's just the same sound repeating, repeating, repeating. So that's the main thing that's going to be built for over here. Is you're going to make some sorts of a dungeon crawl for everybody. And then at the very end, wherever you decide to make the end at, the longer the dungeon, the more time it's going to take. The smaller the dungeon, the quicker it's going to be. Most of the time. Pretty sure you can make it so that you can get up here. And kind of do something so you got some people way up here. So if they fall, it could be like incredibly dangerous. I do apologize. If you want to help everybody understand not to come here, you can build a wall all the way around this place. But that you just keep in mind, it's going to cause a lot of lag for your server. More server lag, harder it is for people to enjoy their time here. And then you could, let's say, have it so that they stop here. This is eventually they get to this point. You've got a box set in front of them. They can open up the box, get 5 arcs. And then since they're already in the area, they can just go and spend it. I love that ability. So they can just run on back. You probably give them an easy way to run back or something to here. And then come plop out this side here. And go buy whatever they're needing to buy and then book it. They can leave. I personally would make it so that the TCs is not a craftable item. There it is. I wouldn't let that to be learned by anybody. I would just simply say, this is where it's at. Come and get it. On this particular server idea, when they're out in the world, let's say, they tame, they breed, they build, they farm, they make their own weapons, they do whatever they want. And then when it's the once a week time frame for the dungeon crawl to happen, they would meet up here. and wait for the admin, whoever's running the event, to open the doors. And then they would tell the story however they want to tell it, if they want to tell the story, or just be like, there's your entrance, have at it. I personally would recommend everybody to arrive naked. Well, to arrive, strip down their clothing. That way, if they die, there's no big deal. So this is my hunting things. Icicle knives. I haven't been able to look at this yet. That's version 1. Summon ally. The rest is is a lower of what I've already got. So, we're going to test this out real quick. So, 6 is my summon ally. Bam. So, in the dungeon, totally use this. While you're in the wild, use this too. No big deal. Okay, now I'm going to summon me a... So those ones are... They have a lifetime, apparently. Well, they do, and I knew that. But I just didn't know what would happen. Horses does too, because you summoned it. I will want to find out if you can ride those when you summon them. Still have to equip the saddle to ride it. Eventually this spell will be better, and it'll give me Carnos. Alright. Nailed him. Three is my air double jump. So it isn't the jump button. So it's simply having it equipped and jumping. Wonder what that is. Reduced fall damage, huh? I have jumped to my death, by the way. So be careful how high you jump with it. You just might lose your toy. So I've come to create some new nudes. So you look for this particular note. All right. Reduced fall damage. So, depending on how you particularly want your server to go, whether you want your person to be incredibly powerful or not so much. Ran out of stamina, but it's pretty cool. I might limit how much stamina a person can actually acquire. After, of course, playing with all the different 6. Alright, let's go look for somebody. You could really gain quite a bit of power. Infinite stats. Nailed him. So this one here, ranged multi-hit attack, costs 20 stamina. Let's go ahead and make a knight. What is it, 23 works? Can see pretty well. Oh. Oh, okay, I get it. So it costs 30 stamina and lasts 20 seconds. It lets you see the different creatures wherever they might be. That's pretty epic. I do wonder if it lets you see where, like, yeah. You can kind of see the outline of my creature. The next level on this particular spell would give me a stag to ride. Let's see about getting there. So at 75 is when I can acquire my first other spell. My mastery spells is at 75, and something increases. My damage increases from other spells. For every 5 levels after that, I gain like 16% or something. So I'm stopping at 75 for now. That's pretty awesome. It's a hunter only type of deal. Let's see here. What was I going to do? Oh, yes. So I'm looking through all the hunter things. This is my arrows I shoot. I didn't have the stuff to make those at the time. I was tired. There's my new mount, acid, and my new ally. And that is the maximum I can go on hunters. Right. Okay. Summon my next ally. It's a stackable debuff. Nice. So I'm going to put my mount over there, my canister there, and my summon ally there. Right before you land, you just do a quick jump to get that debuff and reduced falling or no falling. Fall damage reduced. Alright. I can now summon myself some Carnos to aid me in battle. I can ride and get myself a stag. Doesn't need a saddle. Nice. And it'll last for 45 seconds. That is pretty awesome, by the way. Now then, time for me to go and get my next level. So, Druid or Necromancer? First, let's check and see my options. Give me a nice bow. Don't know what that is. Let's go and apply my rest of my levels. I would probably reduce the amount of stamina gains to make it so either you go for tanky, like health and everything else that you want, or you could put a whole bunch into stamina and be overpowerful with your weaponry stuff. Druid X field. So I can have a temporary field of X seeds. I could make a the power of the sun is in the palm of your hand. Deals AoE damage and disorients the enemy, huh? 50 stamina for it. And let's look at Necromancer. So that particular weapon summons a zombie, a Zomdodo. That's cool. They've got the Necromancer Chilling Ray. Deals a small amount of damage, but gradually slows any target it's focused on into a complete stop. And then there's the Ritual Sacrifice. Hold the beam on a friendly creature after a 15 seconds, the creature will be killed to summon a giant undead creature for 45 seconds. Cost 6 stamina per second. Let's try it. So I've learned that, and I'm not a necromancer yet. Aha, you don't have the right job. Alright. Choose a necromancer. So, I don't know if I would use that a whole lot. For now, that'll be over there. Summon ally. I'll probably use that right after that, of course. Oops. I would probably use that right after that one, of course. And I would also probably use this one instead of this one. This other one, the owl sense, would be a nighttime thing. Which it happens to be night, so... I do like the fact that it allows you to find creatures pretty well. Oh, it's got a range, huh? So you just gotta stay looking at him, apparently. Doesn't look like it harvests anything. Oh, come on. Sacrifice it. Oh. Dang! Oh. Damn. And their mate boosted? So yeah, this is pretty awesome. You cannot ride this particular version. I'm free and falling. Do the naked man. Parda, parda, parda. See if I can get to the ceiling. Not that far. Dang it. You can get to the ceiling, but I was hoping to get like right below the ceiling so I can then fall back down and have a cool landing. But that didn't work. Alright, I did it. Check that, 131 damage. Right then. That's max level right now. I should get back. That was a cool looking Pteranodon though. Oh, let's get my oops. Let's test that out. Reward menu. Made an oops. Bah. Close. Tick. All right. Don't have this job. Don't have this job. I don't have that job either. I've got no jobs. Come back. Let's see. What do we want to try next? Healer. So Mender can take Druid. Or I can go Paladin. So I can be like a Cleric. Or Druid. I'm gonna go Druid this time. Alright, I can make some food. And D-R-U-I-D. All right. $71 food. Wow. 10 food pretty quick. So, let's read about them. So that's the food we've already tested. Oh, drains resources from resource nodes. I can consume that particular potion and get some stamina instantly. Nice. Alright, healing over 1. 25 stamina per second to walk in the air, huh? So, before you go through and create your first dungeon, you kind of want to play with all the different classes and see what you can do. Get something that combines a few different ones. That way everybody's useful in there, you know? So this one, the upgraded one, just gives you a movement speed buff. Here we go. Alright. Let's test out all my special abilities first. Indeed. Let's go find these other ones. The Druid X Vector and the Druid Sunburst. Instant AoE heal. So they regain some oxygen, health, water. What was it? Spam. Healed. I wonder if it helps for you guys. This one here is a long-range attack, applies damage over time on hit. Let's go find a guinea pig for me. enemies. This one here, damage debuff, or damage reduction. You can see the little doohickey hopped up in my little buff bar. So if I were to get hit, I wouldn't be as hurt. And it looks like it follows me and anybody that's directly near me. That's so cool! Let's see here. That's right, this is the one I'm going for. Quite satisfying, I might say. Oh, you're cool. Oh. That's pretty powerful stuff right there. So with enough stamina, you can really do this for like reals. Just fly instead of just jump, jump, jump. This one was pretty cool. Alright. Time to go try out another job. So I've taken Hunter and Mender. Mender is pretty powerful. Arcanist then. Arcanists could be sorcerers and brawlers. So that one's done. Hunter Mender, I've already taken that. Controller, Hunter, I'm an Arcanist. I can be Elementalist, as well as a Brawler. Excuse me. So a Controller, and it'll be those two. So I'm going to take Elementalist. What did I pick? Arcanist and Elementalist. Oh. Low damage, huh? Arcanist is mixed damage, huh? Great. Wrong ones. Meteor. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Meteor. So, let's just plop them on in. Okay. Arcanist and Elementalist. So this number 1, short self-immobilization, restores health, stamina, food, and water. Cost is free, lasts for 4 seconds, can be toggled off by clicking a second time. So while I'm drinking, then I can't move. Alright. Single shot magic ranged attack. I would actually like to test it off with this one first. Quantity of them, it'll be 15 this time. There we go. Alright, ACM's broken. Good thing we got to test that one out real quick, huh? Drats. So this is my little teleport. Oh, nailed him. That was pretty awesome. Ooh, what is that? It's fast. First it made me think he tripped. Okay, so not overly powerful. That one's the thrown single target. This one is multi-hit magic attack that homes in on the targets looking directly towards. Ooh, Ichthyovenator. Interesting. Alright. Short-ranged AoE damage projectile. Aim's horribly off. I would call that long range. There's a dodo over here. He wants to donate. There. Late for this. 0. Oh, so we already did 9, which was the chain lightning. Okay, and then we've got the conflagration. Sorry. Very useful. Let's hit the side of a rock. That could happen. Whew. Nick of time. So I've taken Mender, Arcanist, Controller now. So I'm a Controller. Controller can do Necromancy, but I've already done Necromancy. I'm looking at Paladin, which is Defender. Brawler. Huh? So I'm at this one here. So I've taken the druid, the necromancer, and the elementalist. I'm now looking at the sorcerer, paladin, and berserker. And what did I pick? Controller. So that's just a better torch right there. There's myself a parachute. Got myself a grapple hook. Okay, C O N T. All right. Oops. And so I did controller and what is that one? Sorcerer. Short range damage and torpor beam steals health and stamina. Ranged health, stamina, damage, and enemy debuff. Centers a torpor inducing AoE on the caster. Pretty good range right there. I've never opened this one. An ammonite. I would have swore I had sucker opened. Create a wall in front of you. Contact with the wall slows and damages enemy creatures. Nice. All right. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. It'll go a heck of a ways. Nailed it. Missed the tree. Okay. Expecting a little more than that, actually, but it's pretty good. With all the work that has to go into it. Does progressively larger amount of damage on creatures with low health. But if it's already low on health, why do you really want to do a whole lot of damage onto it? Alright. That one doesn't make much sense. You want to do a lot of damage to something with a lot of health already. Okay, Minder, Arcanist, Crowd Control, Hunter, Defender, Brawler. Defender and Brawler, huh? Defender. Defender and a Brawler. So, this one's gonna go Paladin, Defender. Defender, PAL. Going to be a very powerful sword. Paladin, Defender, huh? Defender. Paladin. Specialty skills at the end. Alright. AoE damage centered on me. Instant stamina, food, and water recovery. So you're in the middle of battle. You instantly gain some health and stuff. While you're running, you're healing. Oh, I know what would be cool to do. This followed by this. It didn't want to work. So I can use the attack stance, lose some speed, or I can go to recovery stance and do some damage. But I recover my health and stuff a bit quicker. 9. Radiant glyph. Magical glyph that detonates on contact with non-allies. Ooh. We knew it would be big. So this last one, but the paladin casts a severe protection that gives allies damage resistance and burns enemies. One damage per tick. Oh, so the sphere doesn't move. So it gives a pretty large sphere, actually. Change your mind, yes. Huh. So the same stats, just different stances. I did 4 points damage to that dodo and 11 points to this one. Then I've got one more of these to try out tonight, and then I will be stopping the recording and letting you guys get on with your evenings. Let's see here. So I've taken all these except Brala. Taken Druid, Necromancer, Paladin, Elementalist, Sorcerer, and now Berserker. last test, guys. Melee range, door damage, attack. Dang. That's all I gotta say. So this one deals damage on the ground in the line in front of the caster. Number 3, temporary buff to melee damage. Regeneration, taking damage restores resources such as food, water, and health. Oh. He's upset. Come on down. So it's a 30-second stamina recovery buff if the Berserker dips below 25% health while a second wind is active. he heals back up to full health. This effect can occur once every 45 seconds. Cost is free. How much health do I have? 300. Huh. I'm gonna leave you guys do it, you know. And I'm gonna go do my thing. Get something to drink now, you know. So the dungeon master here would want to make something rather powerful, seeing all the things that you can do with this particular mod. Anyways, good night, guys.